Good evening all. I hope all my viewers are safe. This is Arvind Kothari. I am a founder and CEO of Arco Global, and we are going to talking about this advantage of space in schools area. We are going to cover this section into three different categories. First category is why designing is important for schools. What is the importance of design when you design the spaces accordingly, and what are the common errors we are facing in schools when we are doing the designing. So why design is important? What is designing? Designing, according to me, is a solution to your space requirement. If your space requirement is not as per the solution, then the space will not be appropriate for the required area. So design should come up as a solution to your problem which is there in whether it is in classroom, whether it is in kindergarten space, whether it is in library, whether it is in lab, whether it is in art room, whether it is in principal room. All the areas should be designed as per the understanding of the school and the requirement and the vision and the mission of the school and the curriculum of the school. What is the importance of design? Design is one of the most important aspects when it comes to school. If your curriculum is Montessori and if I give you something which is as per CBSE, it will never work for your classroom. I have to give you what is required for your kind of model, for your kind of curriculum and for your kind of vision and mission. And to do that, we generally talk with the management, we sit with the teachers and we understand why it is important, what they need, and then the solution of the design should be according to the communication happened with the people around us. So for example, we were working with one of the client and they had one of the biggest room which they also wanted for examination center, but they also wanted this room as a physics lab also. So what we actually did is we did all the electricals on the wall side and all the table with the storage was on the wheels. So what happens is whenever the kids wanted to do it as a physics lab, they can use that storage and the tabletop basically in the middle of the room. When they wanted to do some experiment, they can take the storages towards the wall side. And the best part was when they didn't wanted this furniture and they wanted to do some other activity in the school, they can move out all the furniture from that particular room and that room can be used for examination center or maybe other activity. So we understood what the problem was and the design played a very important role in giving them a solution for that particular problem. The same thing had happened to us with a school. They had a square feet area of 300 to 400 square feet per classroom, plus they also wanted a sitting capacity of 24 kids in that classroom. Now if we only keep furniture in that classroom, the classroom will get occupied with furniture and you will not have enough space to do any other activity in the classroom for those kids which are studying in the classroom. So what we requested to the management is, why don't you do one thing? Why don't you make the table and the storage together? Whenever you want the table, you bring the table in the middle of the classroom, and when you don't want the table, you just push it towards the wall side so that the classroom can get free and the kids can get area to do any kind of activity which is storytelling or Lego playing or any kind of art and craft work in the classroom. The management understood that if we will only keep furniture and if we will only give tables, the classroom will become cramped and they will not get space to do anything. So anybody who do a design aspect or anybody who do a classroom or any kind of area in the school, we really need to understand what the requirement of that particular school or that classroom is. And if we give the solution as per the requirement, the output of the classroom will be much more better than what people generally do in the classroom. What are the general common errors we generally face when we are meeting with the client? The client thinks that design is not an important aspect when it comes to the furniture and the look and feel of the atmosphere of the classroom. Design is a very important factor. If anything which is designed well, obviously it will have its own benefit. Kids will have more happy kind of atmosphere. The utilization of the space will be much in a better way, because space in metros and other areas is one of the biggest challenge right now. And if your space is being wasted, and if it is not being used properly, you can take this as a disadvantage of your property. So it's very important that design come into the picture and it speaks about what is required and what do we need out of it. A lot of time we talk to people and they say that we only want desk and chair in classrooms. A classroom is just not about desk and chair, it is more about activity. So we always tell them that you buy furniture which is more flexible, because in that way the teacher can do collaborative sitting, she can engage kids together, she can do activities with kids, and we also encourage them to have some of the casual sittings in the classroom, so kids doesn't feel that they're in a very restricted environment and they cannot do anything which is flexible. So if your class is flexible, it is a very good advantage to your teacher, it is a very good advantage to your kids, and it creates an atmosphere which actually is lively, because the pattern of the classroom is changing. And it also feels good to the parents, because when they came last time, they saw the classroom something like it was in a different way. When they came this time, the classroom is in a different posture. So when that movement happened, a lot of engagement happened in the classroom. Another problem which we basically see is whether it is library, art room or principal room, and they say that we just want table and chair in the principal room, or we want a common library which can be used by everybody. We don't suggest people doing that. Principal is one of the face of the school. Everybody comes into the school, everybody comes into the cabin, everybody talk to him. So basically he should have a designated waiting area, they should have a very beautiful cabin atmosphere, they should also have a small meeting room. All these kind of ambience create a good atmosphere when somebody is coming into the cabin. The same thing goes with the library. Library has a lot of people coming in. They have kindergarten kids coming, sometimes they have kids from 1st to 2nd grade, they have kids to 3rd to 4th grade, they have higher kids. So what if the library is designed keeping everybody in mind, the space is designed keeping everybody's mind, that outlook of that space is absolutely different. I will like to take one example. We did one IB school and I was talking to the owner about a particular library, and we thought library should be a very open space where kids can sleep, they can read whatever they want to do. We did the library and the school start operating. I went one day with one of the client to show that library and that school to one school which we were doing in Vijayawada. That person actually saw that library, and when he entered into the library, everybody was happy. Everybody was lying, everybody was studying the way they wanted it. And he suddenly said, we want a library like this. That is the importance of design is. So if you design any space with keeping things in mind, keeping everybody in mind, the output of that particular thing is absolutely different, and anybody who comes to that particular area, he will also feel happy about that particular space. Thank you very much. We will actually like to thank the School Venture team to give us the time to talk about design in schools. This is Arvind Kothari. Thank you.
To receive such more educational videos, please subscribe and also share it with the people who are associated with education industry. Thank you.